All right. So, good morning, everyone. Actually, good afternoon, everyone. It's Saturday, and it's time for a Q&A. So, this is usually like about 15 minutes every weekend on Saturday. We basically gather each other. We just come here and we kind of talk about software engineering, new platforms, new technology, new frameworks, and stuff like that. So, let's begin today's session. So in general talk about software engineering, what all things you learned this week, what are the new frameworks, and just kind of in general, just let's talk. I mean, people who have been watching me know that we do this we do this every Saturday. So welcome everyone. Welcome Ranuga, welcome Naman. I hope everyone is good and staying healthy. Michael is here. Hey, Michael. Hope you're doing good. Yeah, hi everyone. So, guys, what are you guys working on this week? Please let me know in the comment section. We do this every week, every Saturday. We just connect and we just say like, "Hey, this is what I worked on," or "This is what I learned." So, just tell me like what's going on with you guys. So, Ranuga, I know she's from what's the name of the country? I forgot the name of the country, but I know you. I know Naman also. I know Michael here. Still been building my automation or automated grow box. Okay, that's nice. Oh yeah, Sri Lanka. Sorry, I forgot that. So yeah, hope you guys are doing fine, first of all. So what did you guys learn this week? Tell me. And then I'll tell you what did I do this week. So what did I do this week? So basically, I was helping one of my friends with their project. So I was building their backend services in Elasticsearch, REST API, machine learning, TensorFlow, front end, and stuff like that. So I was just kind of helping out that. So that's the reason I did not upload any videos. I did not make any contents today. So I was kind of busy with that stuff. So basically helping students and other people. Then I actually connected with one of the person from India. Was helping them with writing a Lambda function on Elasticsearch and all of that. So that's what I've been working this week. Let's say what you guys are doing. So let's see. Uh, Ranuga says, I'm also working on a REST API also. That's nice. That's nice. Good, good, good. I'm busy with schoolwork. That's good. Um, what else, guys? Darshan says he's working on Flutter. It's pretty good. Yeah, Flutter. I like Flutter. I did Flutter a little bit. So yeah. Naman says learning TK now. So you're learning TK Inter, huh? Nice, good. VS Studio says, do you know about cybersecurity? Yes, a little bit. I used to do a cybersecurity. So yeah, your last video was helpful. Thank you for the video. Oh, no problem at all. Hope you guys have enjoyed that video. I'm planning to create a lot of more contents as well, but on AWS and stuff like that. Let's see. Mine is this is 13th. Okay. Let me see. So have you done object detection? Yeah, when I was back in my university, when I had the subject called as machine learning, that's the time when I was doing object detection and all of the fancy stuff. So yeah, you can use Streamlit, Michael, if you want to create a web application for your object detection. So try searching for Streamlit. That is something you might be interested in. Darshan says, I also learned about Spring Boot for microservice. Ah, that's nice, Darshan. I'm glad you learned about Spring. So you're going on Java direction. It looks like Spring Boot is Java. So, interesting. Michael says, with something like YOLO. Oh, yeah, I know YOLO, what is that? So basically, it's a pre-trained model which detects objects like phone, TV, person, and stuff like that. Yep, that's nice. Uh, Naman says, okay. Can you do a video on SOAP API, please? Oh, sure, I can do that. I'll add it on my to-do list. Let's see. So Taruneshwar is here. He says hi. Hey, hope you're doing fine. My college friend couple is here, and hope you're doing good, man. Welcome to the live session, couple. Um, So Ranuga says, if you code, you are like addicted to it. Yeah, it's like, I mean, if I don't code for one day, I feel like restless. So, when you are programming for, I mean, such a long time, I mean, if you don't do that stuff for 2, 3 days, you would feel naturally like uneasy. So that's why no matter what, I try to program at least 10 minutes a day. So, that's the idea. Let's see. So Darshan says, "How was your day?" Darshan, my day was doing. I'm doing good. So everything is fine here. Weekends, I'm just gonna relax, take some rest, make some YouTube videos for you guys. I'm actually helping some people from Northeastern. So I'm helping them on basically doing some REST APIs and stuff like that. That's what I've been doing right now. Let's see. Mm, uh, Ranuga says, "Hi sir, I am Levin. I want to know how you can go to a campus at G. I'm not sure I understood your question. So let's see. Tarumeshwar says, "Bro, I selected for ML competition. Yeah, I saw your so you sent me an email, right? So yeah, it's a pretty good idea that you said that you want to make some machine learning model for cancer detection. I think it's pretty good. So I guess yeah, go for it. I guess it's a pretty good idea. Yeah. So what is the time in US right now? It's right now about 12:30 in the afternoon. So it's a morning, of course. So it's 12:30 right now, about 1 o'clock. You can say. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've been working on, just helping few students here and there on AWS, and you know, Vaishnavi is here and says hello. I have started with the machine learning. What project should I handle? First of all, I would say ask yourself a question, Vaishnavi, that exactly what you want to go in machine learning. Like machine learning is big, it's massive, right? You want to go in text. So I would say channelize your energy. So ask yourself, hey, is it the text stuff that is interesting to you? Like, do you want to go to text processing, like NLP, natural language processing? Then if yes, then the question and the answer is yes, then you can go to Spacey, then you can do all of this word to vec, similarity and this and that. But if the answer is no, if you want to go to images, that image detection, then you can go for convolution neural network. Then you can go. What was the latest architecture for the image? Shit, I forgot it. This was starting from something from shit, I forgot it. Okay, whatever. So that is that. Then YOLO is there. So ask yourself where exactly you want to go in, like machine learning, because machine learning is big. You can go in audio processing. Audio is also one of the branches of machine learning. So is that what your interest is? Then if yes, then go to that section. So ask yourself what exactly do you like in machine learning, and then basically learn that thing in and out. So let's see, a lot of questions here. Vaishnavi, okay, I answered that one. Then says Taruneshwar says any other idea other than cancer prediction? Yeah, go with diabetes prediction. Based on your blood pressure and all of that. There's a data set you can predict whether the person will have a diabetes or not. You can create a machine learning model and stuff like that. So yeah, there are a lot of cool things. Try to build something that will help the community and the society. So Taruneshwar, I hope I answered your question. Michael is here and says, if I want to make a GIF out of a database of images or blobs, how would I go about doing this? Interesting. Iterate over the database and stitch them together. Do I stitch them together and convert them into a blob? Very good question, Michael. Let me think. Hold on. Let me just do a quick search. I mean, I know because I was also searching about this. So let me do a quick search. Michael, Python images to 1 sec. Give me 1 sec, Michael. Let me just do a quick search. Mm. Okay, so Michael, I believe what you would do ideally is, give me 1 sec. I'm just making sure I'm reading it right. Well, I'm using an image, frames as PNG file and invoke the image magic, convert exe from the Python and create an animated GIF. The nice thing about this approach is I can specify the frame duration. Okay. Give me 1 sec, okay? I'm just searching something for you. Michael, what I would say is, the best idea is basically you have to use like OpenCV, PIL, and image library. What you can do is when you're reading an image from a database, so it'll be a blob object. You know what I mean, okay? So the binary data, try to convert, Michael, that binary data into a base 64 string or whatever. So what you can do is when you want to stitch these images, what you want to do is like you need to first download that image on a computer so that you can run some kind of a code or for loop or you can stitch together. So either you can convert into a base 64 string, right? Convert that, because when you convert into base 64 string, then you can manipulate the image. So I would say convert it into a base 64 string, create an array on the top, and let's say you have 5 images. So for each blob, make sure that you convert a base 64, then upload that blob on an array. Then you have a blob of array. So basically you have an array of base 64 images, and then you can basically use image to GIF. That's a library you can use, and then you can just pass all of an array that should stitch your images, and it should convert a GIF. That is one of the approach, of course. If not, then you can just take each image, take a blob, save it on a computer, like on a temp file. Once you have all the images, then you iterate over that folder, and then you stitch all the images and use the library. Hopefully, that might be useful to you. One advice I would give you is when you're doing this, Michael, make sure you can use threading because see, let's say you have 1,000 images. Each image takes 1 second. So Michael, are you going to wait for 1,000 seconds? Practically no, right? So what you want to ideally do, Michael, is basically you want to process simultaneously. So you would write threads, right? So each image is being processed on a thread. So that way the execution time would be small and it will be more efficient, stuff like that. So yeah, use threading and all of that. Hopefully, I'm not sure if I answered your question. Let me see the comments. No problem. Then Baga AI, yes, yo, bro. I thought this was usually on Sundays. Oh yeah. Usually it's on Sundays or Saturdays. I know. I mean, it's you know, I yeah. So it's usually on weekends. I would say either it's on Saturday or Sunday because sometimes on Sunday I have some other work, so you know, I get busy. So Ranuga says, "Do you mean to music?" Okay, I don't. What type of music? What type of music do I listen? Relaxing music, violin music, and stuff like that when I'm programming. So, what is an ADDA? ADA? Michael, what do you mean by that? Not sure. Ranuga here says, let's see. Michael says, yes, I have Redis and RabbitMQ. Oh, yeah, okay. So you can use like, so basically you would say like, you would put those into a queue and the workers are working on those images to stitch that. I don't know if you're developing a REST API or something like that, but yeah. I did not understand a word you were saying in your explanation. My apologies. No problem, Michael. So ideally, Michael, what I'm saying is when you get the images from the database, you want to convert those images into a base 64 string. Then each base 64 string, you upload it in an array. So basically an array of base 64 images. And then you want to, so what I'm saying is then you would use some kind of a library in Python to create a GIF on that array. That's a very like overview. Like I said, you should have an array and then you want to stitch it. So I think you there are libraries to do all of that job, do that stuff. For example, as I just mentioned, Image.io is one of them. You can use Image.io to do that. Uh, one more was there. I was looking at this on. I'm actually looking on Stack Overflow right now. So Write GIF is also one of the library you can use. So just yeah, just do a Google search. I think it should be easy. If you still have issues, yeah, connect with me on an email and we can take a look at that. I think the best book is Head First Python. Oh, okay. Okay, sounds good. I will. Okay, Michael. No worries. Yeah. Any more question, guys? Just want to talk here. Any inputs about Node.js? Darshan, like what exactly do you want inputs in Node.js? If you could explain me a little bit more. Vaishnavi is here and she says, "Can I use IoT live data directly to machine learning frames, or I have to first store it in a database?" Uh, Actually, it depends. Like, see, depends on what kind of application. So there are several things you can push the IoT data to directly to what do you call Elasticsearch, and then you can perform machine learning there. I mean, it all depends like what exactly you're building. So I wouldn't comment on that statement right now unless and until I know the specific of what exactly you're trying to do. For example, how are you gonna upload the IoT data? Are you uploading on AWS? And from AWS, you're doing something machine learning, or like what's the architecture, what's the pipeline? I need to know a little bit more. Ranuga says MySQL versus SQL. NoSQL versus SQL. What exactly do you want to know on that? Like, so what is the best NoSQL database? Uh, I mean, there is no like a specific answer. I mean, people do say there are a lot of NoSQL database. So, for example, Mongo is one of them. Dynamo is also a NoSQL. So it depends whether you want to use a cloud storage or not. So it all depends. Naman, oh, Naman is back. Good, good, good. Dhananjay, Naman, it's one of the same thing, right? I know your name now. Let's see. Darshan is here. How much value does Node.js have in industry? Darshan, it has a lot of value. Of course, because Node.js is also used in creating packages or, for example, writing Lambda function on AWS. People use Node.js, but I would say Python is more trending right now because Python is used extensively in data science, machine learning, REST APIs, ETL job, data manipulation, and stuff like that. So, of course, you can do all of that in Node.js. I'm not saying that it depends on the company to company, like what company is using. One company might be entirely based on Node.js, so they might be using Express and all of that. So it totally depends on which company you go. So there is definitely a lot of value of each programming language, Darshan, I would say. So so let's see. Why Redis database has a separate fan base? Why Redis database has a separate fan base? Sorry, Shritam, I do not know the answer for that, but I can, of course, learn it and then get back to your answer. Why Redis database has a fan base? Currently, I do not know the answer to that question. No problem, Darshan. All right, let's see. Vaishnavi has one more question. Let me just wear my specs so I can read it correctly. I have a device with an air quality sensor which has Arduino and connected to a ThinkSpeak IoT, which is perfect, okay, platform. And I want to design a app based which uses machine learning for prediction. Okay, now my question to you is what exactly, okay, you have an air quality sensor. What do you mean by machine learning? Like, what are you trying to do? Like, are you trying to detect any anomaly? Like, if there's any sudden change in air pollution or something like that, is that what you want to try to do? Or what exactly you want to do machine learning on? Like, are you trying to find some hidden patterns or if you can define that more, I could maybe, guide you in the right way. So say you have data, right? Say you have data. Now, what do you want to do machine learning on? Like, what do you want? Are you making some kind of a prediction model, or are you doing regression tasks? Basically, are you so what I mean is, are you going to do some classification, or you want to do some kind of a prediction? So, if you could be more specific in your question, so I might able to answer that. Prashant, is your job scope of Angular in India? I don't know about India, man, but I think Angular is a very popular front-end technology. I mean, it was developed by Google, I guess. So I guess there's definitely a lot of scope. So Django first or machine learning? I would say, get the web frameworks, understand the web properly, and then go to machine learning. Because even if you do machine learning and if you don't know how to deploy your machine learning model, it's not use. I mean, you can't do anything, right? So I would say understand REST API, Django, all of that, how it works, and excuse me, then maybe you can go with that. Vishal Gupta is here, says, hi, does Scrapy with Python supports scraping of dynamic website? I haven't tried Scrapy, but what you can do is use Selenium, but I know you can't use Selenium on production. I mean, you don't want to open a browser. So for dynamic website, what I do usually, Vishal, is I just do a left click, inspect element, I try to hack their API keys. If that for some reason does not work, and then the last option would be Scrapy, or I don't know about Scrapy, I haven't used it. I've used Beautiful Soup, I've used Request, and then I just do like network, left click network tab, see the network call, XHR calls, and then just use their API keys. Yeah. Does React.js and Node.js have the same syntax? I'm not a React developer, so I cannot comment on that, unfortunately. So sorry, I don't know the answer of that. Should I learn C sharp? Bruce, it depends. Like, what exactly your job role are you trying to apply? So if you are trying to apply on a company which it's their platform is in C sharp, then I think you should know C sharp. I mean, I'm not saying you should know all the languages, but just be comfortable with the terms, the technical terms. For example, design pattern, object-oriented programming, classes, inheritance. Because all the languages, that's the fundamental core. So I think that should be pretty much the basics. You should have a good idea of the basics, I guess. It's 1 p.m. in my country, and I'm staying up till like 1:30 a.m. All right. Naman says, when do you do a big job? When you are a big your what are your big ones? I'm not sure what you said. So Prabhav, hi Prabhav. Hope you are doing good. I hope I said that name correctly. So yeah. All right. So, any more questions, guys? I would be very happy to answer all of your questions. I have 10 more minutes more, so maybe I can just talk with you, about life, about software engineering, or whatever you want to know in general. I mean, just we are here to talk and just share knowledge with each other. So yeah, let's just talk something. Yeah, if whatever you want to know, like anything, yeah. One of the recently what happened is the apartment that I was living in. So my roommate got laid off from the job. So he was fired, and suddenly, I mean, things are hard here. It's very uncertain in America right now because looking at this Corona pandemic and the market and all is pretty volatile. The jobs are less. People are losing jobs and stuff. So it's hard here. It's hard. Bruce says, "Do you have a girlfriend?" Unfortunately, Bruce, I wish I had one, but I do not have one right now. So yeah, let's see other questions. Prabhav says, "I am 12 and I learned a lot about speech recognition through your videos." Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Bruce says, please don't ask such questions. It's fine, Naman. That's totally fine. I mean, it's anything that like in general, we like it's a healthy community. We are not abusing anyone. So it's as far as it's healthy question, that's fine. I mean, we are like a family here now on YouTube. Everyone we every week we meet here on Saturdays. We just talk. I mean, yeah. As far as we are not abusing anyone. We respect each and everyone. We should be good. So that's my motto. I mean, just keep smiling and spread the love. Let's see more questions. Please, let's say Nitish says web development versus machine learning. Oh, I would say, I mean, if you're talking in terms of money, which one has more money? I mean, in US, machine learning engineer earns like crazy, but the skills that you should have for a machine learning engineer are like enormous. They expect a lot of things from you because they're gonna pay like 200, 300K $1,000 annually. So expectations are very high, and you need to publish some research papers in ASML and big. I'm not ASML. What was that? ICML. Sorry, ICML. You can Google ICML. It's one of the top machine learning conferences. Where you can publish your research and all of that. So yeah, of course, expectations are high. Web development also has a lot of money and scope. There are a lot of new things: PWA, React, this, that. So yeah, math part of the DS. I'm not sure what is DS data structure. Do you mean the data structure, math of data structure? I would say Hacker Rank or Lead Code or something like that. There's a guy on YouTube called as Nick White, so he also does all the stuff. So maybe just yeah, watch those videos. You should be good. SMG Star says, please upload this Q&A on Spotify so we can listen to it as a podcast. I would love to do that, man, but I don't know how to do that. Like, I haven't uploaded any podcast on Spotify. If someone can teach me, or maybe I can just learn it by myself. Maybe I can start doing podcast. So let's see. Prashant is here and says, which is the best REST API development, Python or Java? Okay, so I am not a Java developer, so I don't know about Java, but I can definitely tell you about Python. Python, there are so many REST frameworks. There's an gRPC, which you can make REST API. You can make REST APIs in Flask. You can make REST APIs in Django. You can make REST APIs in Fast API. You can make REST API in what was the new thing? Nemco, Nameko. You can do that. I mean, that's just out of hands. I mean, there is so many things you can do. So, I mean, all right. So let's see. Oh my God, a lot of questions are there. So let's see where was I? Please, let's see. What was the last question? Which is the best API? I answered that one. Taruneshwar says, bro, I'm trying to convert a column to a float, but it shows an error that str cannot convert into a float. Oh, I know how to do. Do you mean like pandas? Is that what you're trying to do? If it is using pandas, then you can use the word float, FLOAT, and then you can pass the string float value. So you'll convert that into a float. Try that. Should work. Bruce says, should we even use AWS? Isn't it Firebase enough? Uh, Bruce, the thing is, a lot of companies work on AWS. So I think there is a definitely you should spend some time in just learning the fundamental of clouds, buckets, Dynamo, Lambda, and all of that. So I would say give some time to, I mean, excuse me, spend some time in learning AWS, man. I mean, definitely it will help you in your life. So I don't care about money. I did not come to programming for money. I did not because I love it. Okay. What do you suggest? Mangesh is here and he says, what do you suggest to students just passing out for CSE background from job perspective? Wow. Great question, Mangesh. Now the thing is, as I said, I'm not offending anyone here. Indian education is one of the best education, I think, theoretical, because when you graduate from like colleges, You have a lot of theoretical knowledge, but the thing is, students, I feel they lack a practical approach or practical knowledge. So that's the reason I think whenever you're doing an engineering, doing projects and stuff like that is very, very important. Now let's talk about software engineering a little bit, Mangesh. So if you want to get a job, I mean, I'm talking about here, like what are the skills you need? So if you want to get a job as a software engineer, a junior software engineer, these are the requirements. You should know Docker, you should know cloud, AWS, you should know how to write database query, NoSQL, SQL. You should know object-oriented programming, data structures, stack, queues. Um, front-end technologies, React, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, using semantic UI, making the UI pretty, using Ajax, or writing backend REST APIs, Docker. I mean, there are a list of requirements. The list of requirements and the list of skills are pretty high. Nowadays, people also do React, this, that. There are so many things. Of course, you can't learn everything at once, so you need to really spend time wisely. For example, if you are applying for a job of a backend engineer, make sure you know RabbitMQ, all the messaging queue, REST APIs, Docker container, load balancing. So in general, knowing all of these concepts, I think is would be a very good idea. So I know this might sound a lot, but people are gonna pay you a very high salary. So they are gonna pay you because you are worth that, because you know such kind of technologies, right? So I believe having an overall idea of all of these technologies, how it works, which API you should use. For example, should I use Flask? Should I use Fast API? What is the advantage? How can I make my code more faster, more cleaner, more efficient? How can you define your own pagination system? There are so many things. I would say just, I mean, only having a knowledge in programming. I mean, only having a fundamental programming. Okay, okay, how to write a for loop, this, that. No, that's not going to help you to get a job as software engineer. There are a lot of skills, as I said, you require Docker and all of that. So try to spend some time, playing with these technologies, and I guess that's the skill that you require. You know. Let me see. What was the last question? Vaishnavi says doing prediction about. Let me see. What was the last question I read? Oh, there are so many comments. Oh my God. Sorry if I missed any of your questions. So Mangesh, I answered that. Doing prediction about now. Vaishnavi says doing prediction about the healthcare based on level on pollution. Okay, so you're doing that. So doing prediction about the healthcare based on pollution. Okay, probability of a disease from. Okay, based on the level of pollutants, probability of diseases from an air quality index. Can I use my ThinkSpeak data directly into ML? ML frame or feasible to the first store it in database. So the thing is, correct me, Vaishnav, if I'm wrong. As far as I worked on ThinkSpeak only allows you to store 100 values at, I think, or 1,000 maybe. But if you want to train a machine learning model, if you want to develop a prediction system, you need a lot of data. You need like about 30 lakhs or three more than that data to train that. So if you have that much amount of huge data, then you can think of training it. If you just have 100, 200 data points, it's not going to help you. You need massive data to make a prediction model, right? Because more data, the more accurate your model is. But of course, you can just start writing code and just see how it works. Like, of course, the efficiency won't be good, but I think that should be a pretty good start point. So what you're trying to do is basically, correct me if I'm wrong. So basically, based on the air pollution, you wanna basically predict like, is the patient gonna be having any diseases in that? Like, so basically, based on the air quality data, you wanna predict, a model should predict whether person living in that area would be suffering from diseases or this or that, something like that. Is that right? Please correct me if I'm wrong. I tried to request for HTML for dynamic website web scraping, but some of the website, do you have any videos where you scrape dynamic websites using this network XHR? Please share a link. I did a lot of, Vishal, if you can just send me the link of that website, I can actually scrape it. Just tell me what website you want to scrape. I'm pretty good usually at web scraping. So maybe I'll try to give a, shot and see if I can do it. So let me know. So I usually, as I said, that's the thing what I do. I just left click, inspect XHR, get the request, and make a call. So Prashant is here. Thank you for suggestion. Okay. Then we have, let's see. Let me see other questions. Mohini Patil is here and says, "What is NoSQL?" NoSQL basically means JSON data, or not a structured data, unstructured data. That's called NoSQL. You can read more about that on Google. So let's see. I'm just scrolling quickly and just looking for pretty much it, right? Thank you, sir. Okay, thanks. Manoj. Okay, guys, you have anything else? Let's. I'm just gonna wait for two more minutes, and I'm gonna end the today's session. And actually, you know what? I'm gonna create a video today on TensorFlow and Docker. So, I mean, a lot of people had these issues here. Basically, they were posting it on the website, like how they can use TensorFlow in Docker container because they had these dependencies issues. So I might like create one of that. So yeah, how do you handle blame in your job and feedback appraisal? Wow, amazing question, Raghu. How do you handle blame in your job and feedback appraisal? Um, Great question, first of all. That's a really nice question, I would say. So, am I right, Raghu? Is this like you're saying, like if someone like like it's like if it was not even your mistake, and then people are blaming you, like, oh, this guy did not do the job properly. They blame you, and for appraisal, there are like this dirty politics. So I was talking with one of a friend in India today about this. Like, I hate these all things. Like, I mean the problem with this politics is what happened is in the offices um, usually people they will talk good thing on your face, and when you go ahead they'll say something else on your behalf. I usually honestly don't give a damn to all of that, because the reason is as a human being and as a person I want to grow. All I care about, I mean, see, the problem with these people is their mentality is so narrow minded. All they spend all they spend their energy is on doing how can they get appraisal, or how can you make this person look down, or how can I be superior from this person. Instead of spending that energy there, if they considered spending energy on learning something new, increasing their knowledge, and you know I mean, that's what I think. I mean, honestly, I mean, if someone is telling something to you, I mean, there are two possible situation here. Either there are two type of person, I would say. The first person would say, okay, and you can say, you won't react. Basically, the first thing is you can say, okay, no problem, and and you can convince yourself and say, hey, yeah, that person is maybe that way. I mean, I mean, how do I say this? Like, मैं हिंदी में बोलता, I don't know if you guys I'm not sure if everyone understands Hindi, but वो उसके ऊपर है यार, राइट? अगर उसको जो सोचना है सोचे उसके बारे में, राइट? कि उसको खराब बोलना है बोले। हमको क्या करना है? हमको अपना पढ़ाई में ध्यान देना है, हमको अपना नॉलेज में ध्यान देना है। जितना नॉलेज बढ़ेगा ना तुम्हारा, लोग तुम्हारे पास अपने आप आएँगे। फॉर एग्जांपल, बहुत अच्छे किस्से बताता हूँ। सो व्हाट आई बेसिकली जस्ट सेड इन हिंदी राइट नाउ, इज don't get involved in this dirty politics and all that. Instead, focus on learning. When your knowledge grows so much, eventually that person does not know a shit. He's gonna come to you because he knows that you are a talented person. I mean, eventually people will notice that. That's what I'm saying. And talking about appraisals, yeah, I mean, money is one of the most important thing. I understand that, and I mean, there are a lot of dirty politics in office. For the appraisal, they'll talk good to their bosses and all of that. Honestly, this is my point of view. Okay, might be different, as I said. My point of view, I really don't care much about money. I mean, I do care. I'm not saying I don't care, but as far as I can eat properly, I have a food, clothing, and shelter, and I can live a good, decent life. I mean, to me, I just want to grow my knowledge. Money, zarurat hai. I know money is important, but at the same time, I don't want to spend my energy on all this cheap politics. And all I care is how do I grow mentally and increase my knowledge and become better than what I was yesterday. So, hopefully that answered your question. But yeah. So Raghu says, no, sometimes I do a valid mistakes and it affects me too much. Feedbacks are more like open, but I don't know how to narrow. Yeah, so the thing is, अगर कोई बोले ना अपने को कि if someone says कि, oh, you did this mistake. So first thing is accepting, पहली बात तो you have to accept, oh yes, you did a mistake. And the second thing is take it in a positive way life में, और and think, oh, अच्छा मैंने ये गलती की, मैं इसको improve कर सकता था. I could have done better. I could have done this, more better. So next time when you do it, you before asking a question you would do your research, like Stack Overflow पे गए. For example, like बहुत अच्छा, I'll tell you one nice thing. So let's say you had some doubt. So instead of directly going to your manager and say, hey, I have this question, can you help me? Instead, if you try something out, go to Stack Overflow and say, and then you go to the manager and say, hello, sir, I would like to take some appointment from you. This is a problem. I have done following things, and I have also referred to following post on Stack Overflow. I tried all of these, and now it does not work. So I'm hoping if you can guide me out a little bit. So that way, after doing your research, after doing your homework, so you know what I'm trying to say, right? So yeah, so always, I mean, as far as you did the mistake and you agree that, and you want to, and if you take it in a positive way, it's okay. But if you did not make mistake, and people are just like blaming you for no reason, I mean, you have to take a stand for yours. What do you call? अपनी इज्जत भी कुछ होती है, right? So at a time you have to speak, right? You can't just like listen always. You have to say, hey, I agree. I do appreciate that you are doing that, but in of course, गुस्से में नहीं बोलना. You can't, you can't raise your voice. Sit with that person. Hey, tell him like, hey, let's go for a coffee, and say, hey, I really appreciate that. Yeah, yeah. For example, if he's telling you in front of everyone, so you can just go on a cup of coffee with him and say, hey, I really appreciate that you are telling me all of this, and I really want to improve. But it would be really nice if you can just tell me in person instead of telling it instead of telling in front of everyone, because it's kind of like a humiliation to me. I think it in that way. So I mean, if possible, if you can just you can call me. Hey, can you please come aside, and I want to talk to you, and then you can say me this is what you did wrong. So most of the time you should talk. You should always talk whatever you have in your mind. So yeah, I guess I बहुत lecture दे दिया. But yeah, Shivam, in Django REST framework, we should use functions based on views or class-based views. Shivam, has been a really long time I did Django. It was like about a year ago, so I don't really remember it. So sorry, I won't be able to answer your question. Nirusha Vijay is here. He says, "Hi Somil, how do you handle stress in job?" Oh man, my job is um all right, so let's do it. So how do I handle stress? I mean, of course, US में सबको पता है. Everyone knows. I mean, high paying jobs, high paying salary comes. I mean, they're gonna give you a lot of responsibilities. There are gonna be stress. There are gonna be stressful moments. You will be like, there are gonna be like times where nothing works out. There will be errors, and you wouldn't do stuff on time. You won't meet the deadlines. So what honestly I do is, so the first thing is, if I get irritated a lot, if nothing is working out, I just close my computer for a while. I go for a walk. I drink. Like for example, I had some conflicts with some of a person recently. I wouldn't say whom at my work. So what I did, you know what? I just I so he what happened is, something in the meeting. He said something, and I got a little angry. So instead of reacting, instead of that moment, if I said, "Hey, तूने कैसे ऐसे बोला?" If I said that way, if I just got angry at that point, it would have fucked up my life, right? So instead, what I did, I disconnected the call, and I took a step back, and then फिर मैंने अगर उस when I'm angry, when you speak, it makes the situation worse. So you always want to step out of the situation, drink some water, go for a walk, and think about that. So that might relieve you a little bit. I also sometimes listen to music, during such stressful situation. Music will help you to calm down. So I listen to some, nice Hindi music, Punjabi music, relaxing music. So music is also one of them. Where what I do other thing is, I usually, when I'm very much stressed, and I think I'm panicking a lot, I usually call my friends in India. I just like spit out all the things I have in my mind. Like, hey, you know what happened? He told me like this, and I got very angry, and this and that. Of course, that person, the second person, might not be able to solve your problem, but you would actually feel nice when you tell your problems to your close one. It might not solve your problem, but you would feel light. I'm saying that. That's another thing that I do. Then often, if you sit for a long work hours, I mean, it's very, very important to take breaks, and mentally you have to be very calm. I mean, you know what I mean. So these are the things that I do to handle like stressful situation. And if there is too much stress, if I can't do work, I mean, if there's a lot of work, I just say, hey, this is too much for me. Usually, I just talk with people. I let them know my feelings, how I feel. If I don't like anything, if I don't like someone, like the way they said to me, hey, do this, do that, so I go to him and say, hey, if you could have just said that in a little better way, could have things could have been better, right? So I mean, that's how I handle stress. That's my personal. um yeah, I mean, hopefully that will help you. So Let's see. But a lot of good questions. I must say, yeah. Ankit, okay, Sarthak, hi Sarthak. Vaishnavi says, I have plenty of data for my prediction, but is it possible to use that data directly from IoT platform? Does it need to be imported? You can directly use if it's there on the IoT platform. You can directly use it, right? You need to because in order to train the machine learning model, right? Vaishnavi, you need to have a CSV file because you're gonna do some pre-processing. You're gonna do a train test split. You know what I'm talking about, right? So I mean, you don't need it in a database, but you do need a CSV file on a physical computer because the data is resting on the cloud. So you need it on your computer to do all the processing. So yeah, that's my takeaway from that one. Let's see other questions. Where was I? Vaishnavi, I answered her question. Ankit is here. I like your fluent English. Oh well, thank you so much, but I'm actually not at all good at English. My spoken English is good because I make like YouTube videos, so that's the reason. You might, it might sound good, but my written English is pathetic. It's terrible because I'm pretty bad at. I mean, it's a fact. It's a fact. I mean, I scored like terrible in like my what was that IELTS and TOEFL. But yeah, the reason is because since I make YouTube videos, and that's the reason my spoken English is good. I mean, I'm not saying it's too good, but somewhat decent enough. So thank you so much. But all right, so let's see. Raghu says, sure, definitely great suggestions. Noted. No problem, my friend. Let's see. When is your birthday? Oh, my birthday is coming after 4 days. It's August 12th, this August, 12th of August. So, oops, I guess my earpods are disconnected, no more battery. But yeah, my birthday is coming in few days, August 12th. That's my birthday. Yeah, I'll be 25 years old. Uh, so let's see. What do you do when you get called names? What do you do when you get called names? What does that mean? I'm not sure. Bro, how do you learn fluent English? I mean, I would just say talk to people. The more you talk to people in English, the better you would be. I mean, कोई भी सीख के नहीं आया राइट हम कोई भी सीख के नहीं आए इट्स ओके अगर इंग्लिश नहीं भी आता है तो ठीक है तो विल लर्न इट राइट टॉक टू पीपल इन इंग्लिश ट्राई टू रीड बुक्स ट्राई टू रीड न्यूज़ आर्टिकल्स न्यूज़पेपर एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट इंग्लिश पॉडकास्ट सुनो तो दैट थिंग्स दैट दोज थिंग्स विल हेल्प यू टू इम्प्रूव योर इंग्लिश और गलतियाँ किया और ऐसा बंदा ढूंढो सो बेसिकली व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज फाइंड अ पर्सन दैट वोंट laugh on your English because person like that is a bullshit person. So talk to a person with whom you are comfortable. Try to talk to him in English. Even if you break, if even if you say in a broken way, it's fine. The thing is find some good person who will motivate you, not like demotivate. Arey तूने गलती किया, not like that person who would say, oh you made a mistake, who will laugh on you. Don't do that. So don't find a person like that. So yeah, that's my suggestion. Shivam saying, are US people rude as much as Indian bosses? Uh, uh, I mean, my manager is really nice, so it all depends. Like person, it's all. I mean, every person is unique, right? So some people are really nice. Some people are really nice. Some people are a little rude, and they'll just say, "Get it done. I don't care what you do." Like in my previous internships, I mean not this one, but maybe my first internship, I had a manager like who was very rude, and he was not Indian. So that was my very first internship. So I had people like that. So सब लोग अलग होते हैं. Everyone is unique. So uh, I mean, what to say? You have to deal with people, right? Such kind of people, you have to deal with them. So your recommendation just using Ajax or should I just use React in my REST API? You recommend using Ajax or should I? Michael, what are you trying to do exactly? Like, are you? Because I'm not sure. Like Ajax and React, I'm not sure. Like, are you trying to develop like a REST API or a front end or something? So, Sarthak says buddy, it will be great if we build a community for like minded programmers connecting with together. Sarthak, we already have that. We have a Slack channel where there are about 30 people from different countries, from India, from China, Pakistan, US. So you can join that. Feel free to join that, Sarthak. We already do have a community. So I'm trying to make it more and more. We also have a GitHub community which is called as open source Python. So you can collaborate with Python. Sorry, you can. Sorry for my slip of tongue. What I'm saying is you can collaborate with people and you can make projects and all of that. So we do have a community. So I'm looking forward to expand that. So feel free to join that community, man. Ankit is here says, what are the commonly used modules in machine learning and Python to learn beginners? Scikit-learn, train test plate, pre-processing, data cleaning. TensorFlow, all the models and all of that. So basically, you should be good at manipulating data, like cleaning data, preparing training data. Basically good with Pandas, PySpark, and all of that. So that's my recommendation. I guess has been like a 45 minutes. I'm gonna end the session because it's like a lot of comments. I mean, I don't know how much I can answer, but yeah, 5 more minutes. You're looking. You are lucky, bro. You have many friends. I don't have many friends, my friend. Who said that? Yeah, sometimes I do feel lonely, but yeah, I don't have much friends. But I am alone for 12. I get my school life. I'm not having any friends till now. It's fine, man. Even I don't have many friends. So in life, it's very, very important that making a lot of friends is not important. Making quality friends is important. Even if you have one friend and if it's good, you can talk with him. It's okay. You don't need 15 people, 100 people. I mean, what I'm saying is, if you have a lot of friends and when you need them and when you need them, they are not going to be there. So what kind of friends are they? Like, does that make sense? So all I'm saying is, focus on good things. Focus on learning, and once you develop good knowledge and good skills, people will come to you. Trust me. Like I started my YouTube channel and look at now people are joining me, right? So I'm finding like-minded people on my channel. So that's my suggestion, my friend, to you. Michael says async server calls. Yeah, use Ajax, man. Michael, Ajax should be fine. Just do a dollar post, a dollar get on JavaScript. You should be good. Is there anyone who likes to make a team project? Yeah, so yeah, you guys can collaborate. So yeah, Darshan says, what operating system do you use? I use usually Windows, and I have like a Linux installed there. What I mean is like Windows subsystem for Linux. So I can use Linux commands. I have Docker, all of that. So my operating system, my base operating system is Windows. No problem, Michael. No problem. Shivam says, भैया need suggestions. How much does it cost for studies in US? भाई depend करता है कि I mean of course US education is very expensive. On an average about 30 to 40,000 dollars roughly for your masters. I know it's a lot of money for our for us. हम India में सब बेच बाच के we sell we take education loan. I mean, yeah, it's hard. I know. Thanks, Michael. Vedant here says, Truth just lost a hackathon after 1 month of grind. Any tips I can show you the project? Bro, I just lost a hackathon after 1 month of grind. Hey, Vedant, you know what? I would say you learned a lot of things in 1 month. I mean, you basically, I would say, Vedant, you discovered yourself. Think about it in this way, like take it in a positive way. Like in 1 month, you built a project. Like even if you didn't win the hackathon, it's fine. But you doing the entire project in 1 month, that is amazing. Think it in that way, right? Like so take it in a positive. You of course you learned so many things in that 1 month, right? You discovered how you can handle stressful situation. You had problems, you did Google, went to Stack Overflow. So I would say it's a learning experience, my friend. Jeetna harna, winning and losing does not matter. You'll get, let's say, even if you win, you'll just get a certificate and you'll say, people say, oh, you won the hackathon. Okay, what does it how what I'm saying is, it does it make any difference? No, right? तुम अपना सीखते रहो, like keep learning. Certificates and medals and honors will come to you automatically. Be good. Don't worry about the medals and certificates. When you start gaining knowledge, things will come to you at right time. So that's my suggestion. Michael says for sure. Daneshwar says even one friends are not there. Hey, who said you don't have friend? You have me, right? So you can contact me. So yeah, you do have friends. So yeah. And you have Ranuga, she's also from Sri Lanka. You have so many friends. You have Naman here. You can contact with Naman. We all are your friends, right? So you can call us. You can just get in touch with us. We yeah. So you have a lot of friends now. Michael says, I'd be down to collaborate with people on object recognition. Yeah, so if he wants to collaborate with Michael, he's working on object detection. So please, guys, just collaborate with each other. There are so many good Indian developers here, people from US, and just collaborate with each other, get to know each other. Just see how people are working. You'll learn eventually. Even if you don't make up anything, it's fine. At least you will have an experience, right? So feel free to collaborate with Michael or Ranuga or Vedant or yeah, whoever you want. Or you can ask me also. So Vedant says, yeah, the skill level grew a lot. That's what I'm saying, Vedant. Even if you didn't win an hackathon, look at your skill level. So I wanted to show you a project. I'll send you a YouTube video. Definitely, Vedant, I would love to see your project, man. Michael says, Somil, if you ever in Los Angeles, hit me up and we'll hang up. Definitely, Michael. When I am in LA, I'll definitely meet you. I would love to meet you, man. So, yeah. Vedant says, Naman, yes, brother, never worked consistently for a month for anything. All right. So I guess that's pretty much it. We had a wonderful time today. I love talking to you guys. I talked with Michael, Vedant, then I talked with Naman, Ranuga, so many cool people. We just had a nice talk. We talked about a lot of aspects about software engineering, stress, how to handle stressful situation, and I guess it was fun, right? So feel free to collaborate with any one of us. What I'll do is I'll today in the post I'll upload a Slack URL where you can join that channel. So feel free to talk to anyone. Feel free to message anyone. Just keep smiling, keep learning, spread the love, and see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, guys.